Every morning, Max comes in. He's like, "Have you guys watched Winning Time? I love it so much."
Well, here's the thing about Winning Time.
I'll get there.
And I read
It is a good show, though.
And
It's
I read
funny.
the book, by the way, the reason they made Winning Time is because the dude who said he wanted to make it into a TV show was listening to me on LA radio talk about the book and was like, I want to make that into a show. I swear to you, the reason I was talking about the book on the air is I wanted someone to make it into a show so I could watch it. The bottom line is, it's not that it's perfectly accurate or anything like that. It's just candy, man. It's eye candy, the whole thing.
I'll get around to watching it. I just have, I didn't make it an appointment to go and look at it, especially when I know Magic's is coming out.
That's my thing, but knowing Buck, yeah.
His first.
But his is a doc.
Yeah, but
this is like a dramatized.
When somebody's making a dramatized version of your life, though, and they're first to the market before you're to the market about your own story, you can see the sensitivity around.
And they're taking a lot of liberties with the show, obviously. But if you just look at it, like Lakers fans will like it. It's about the Lakers, and it's an account of what happened, even if not all the behind-the-scenes stuff is perfectly accurate, especially the way the Lakers are playing now, man. If you're a Lakers fan, that's when I started watching the show. Lakers were losing again. I was like, let me watch this HBO show. Winning Time, not losing time.
Oh.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, presented by Progressive Insurance. Guys, speaking of the Lakers, they were supposed to play the Nets one of these years in the finals, right? It's supposed to be New York, L.A., KD, LeBron. That's what we were set up for. But neither team is holding up their end of the bargain. Let's start with the Nets. Here's KD on the injuries that have thus far seemed to derail Brooklyn's season.
Derailed by my injury. So, I'm not looking at it as we're just not a good basketball team. Just wasn't a lot of continuity with me and Kyrie out the lineup. That's just what it is. When we all on the floor together, I like what we got.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what he mean by the season is derailed when they actually are in position for the play-in game. But I almost so feel like he's believing that, based on what he said, that they're not going to get out of the first round or maybe the play-in game. Just listening, why would you say and refer to something in past tense as if it already happened?
I guess because when he got hurt, they were number one in the East. It was January 15th where he had the MCL, and they were 27-15. And then in his absence, they were 5-17. That's when they dropped all the way back to the 8th seed. And that's when Kyrie wasn't allowed to play. It was all that chatter, and that's when James Harden. That's when everything with James Harden. That's when everything with James Harden just started to go.
Guys, they were
far
27-15 with Kyrie playing halftime and James Harden hurt, right? So there was every reason to believe at that point, when Harden gets healthy and the rules change, we're going to kill everybody.
But how could your season be derailed when you're still playing? So I'm having a hard time understanding that, right? Then you got AD on the other end in LA basically saying, well, our season is over as well.
Speaking of AD on the other end, guys, Magic Johnson was here on this show yesterday, and we were talking to him about the Lakers and what they do going forward, because it ain't looking good. The only real commodity they have, asset they have that has real trade value, because they ain't trading LeBron, is AD. So what do the Lakers do? Here's Magic's take.
I would love to see AD just be healthy, but he has to change things himself to be healthy, right? And so that's a move, Max. But I don't think with all that's going on, you have to stand up and say, you know what, I can take the heat, and I don't think they can take the heat on trying to trade AD.
Yo, Magic came in here spitting some real stuff. Did you hear what he just said? I would love to see AD healthy, but AD has to want to be healthy and do some other things differently. I think he's referring to off-season training, man. That's been a big thing around AD. People say he doesn't really put in the work to train. And why does AD's body look the same?
But his injuries.
It's always some soft tissue injuries, though, Key.
No. He twists his ankle stepping on somebody's foot, right? He bumps a knee. It's stuff like that has him on the sideline. So I don't even know if it's the off-season training, Jay. I just think it's more for me. When I see stuff like that, it's about the will. It's about willing yourself out there, even though it may hurt, figuring out how to get the necessary treatment to get back out there. And I ain't knocking basketball players or nothing like that, Jay.
But you're about to.
Man, I done seen football players damn near get decapitated. And they out there playing, and they shouldn't be out there. And that's I'm like, okay, you twist your ankle. All right, go in and get some treatment.
Guaranteed money changes a lot.
You know, for fans, like I look at it and I always bring up this example with you guys. And the reason I'm interested in this conversation before we move on is I think a lot of fans are looking at it like, wait, what am I supposed to think? So I go back to baseball in the 80s, right? You had Cal Ripken Jr., the all-time Iron Man, never missed a game. You had Eric Davis, sensational player out of L.A., played for Cincinnati most of his career.
Dodgers.
And Dodgers and then the Orioles, but he was like at his best in Cincinnati. Baseball lifer type, right? But his just connective tissue wasn't the same. Used to play 120, 130 games a year. Is there something about, to me, that's just it's also a physical thing. Cal Ripken's built different, but what you're saying is it's the way you take care of your body in the offseason, Jay, and Key, what you're saying is it's the determination.
Man, get your ass out on the court. Get out on the court. Get out on the
He's
court.
hobbling around. Is he going to be any value to you?
And his value keeps dropping.
Change your training staff there, Lakers. Get the right PT staff in there to get him back on the court.
So this all leads to the following question. The Nets have their issues. Harden's gone. Ben Simmons may have herniated discs. I mean, if he does, good luck with that. On the other side, in L.A., LeBron's getting older. He used to be a guy you could rely on to always be there. Recent years, he's missed time. AD, we just talked about it chronically since the beginning of his career. Who's set up better moving forward, Brooklyn or L.A.?
It's Brooklyn, man. That's not even a question.
Yeah, just because now look, Brooklyn's set up, but I feel like the Lakers are like a Sunday. If we can't get rid of Westbrook's contract, and we got AD, and we got LeBron, we got the three scoops that's right there in the boat. Okay, now we got to just find some bananas and toppings to go around and get rid of the stale toppings that we got. The Tuckers and all, get rid of them dudes, man. Somebody take that off our hand. In our scouting department, which historically has been pretty good, we now need to go find
a Caruso banana and a
again.
KCP
and start that thing
whipped
all
cream
over
or
again.
something.
We need to start that all over again.
You could do that if you get AD to go to Chicago. You go back, you get Alonzo Ball, you get a DeMar DeRozan. I mean, look.
Yeah, but why would Chicago do that?
Because he's from Chicago.
Yeah, but why would Chicago?
Well,
why would Chicago give up DeMar DeRozan and give up
That's a fair point.
Alonzo Ball back to
DeMar
us?
would have to go to Chicago and say, look, I really want to go to L.A. And then Chicago.
Well, he does want to come to L.A.,
Yeah.
but why would Chicago, who's moving in the right direction, want something that you don't want?
Because if you have AD, and let's say he gives you 60 games a year, and you got Vucevic, and you
He
got
ain't giving us
Williams,
60.
you
What's
got
his
Williams
problem?
getting
I
better.
can't
He ain't
even
giving
think-
us 60.
But Key, here's my problem. I can't
50
even
and
think
change.
realistic about that, though. Like, we keep going back to, if AD just gives you 50 to 60, like one out of every 3 games, he has a DNP. One out of every 3 games,
Do you
he
need
did
something?
not play.
Do you need something special back for AD? Because that's the history of the league: is don't trade something special unless you get back something special, like what Daryl Morey did.
But
or can you just take a bunch of
do they
useful
think-
pieces?
But do they think he's special now? Now that he's there, do they?
When he
the
plays,
Lakers,
yeah. When he
think he's
plays,
special?
When he plays.
So, but he's not playing enough to qualify as special.
So are you willing to trade him if you're the Lakers for pieces that aren't like Dr. Jerry Buss famously told Kobe when Kobe went to him, said, I want to be traded, right? Dr. Buss said, Kobe, you're a 4-carat diamond. I'm not trading you for 4 1-carat diamonds.
No,
you
why
know,
would
like
I?
but how many carats is AD? And are you willing to usually you don't want to break
I
a
don't
dollar
think
into
you
4
can-
quarters in the
I don't
NBA?
think you can get the value back in return for the simple fact of why do I want to take on a contract in a player that's in and out of the lineup to give you my guys?
So you got to keep him. He's more.
That's what I'm saying. Like Magic said, you got the boat. There's the 3 guys. That's the ice cream. Now get the bananas and all the toppings. Go find those dudes. Go find the nuts. Go find the fudge. Go find it.
Jay,
It's
it
out
shouldn't be
there.
that hard to find 3 and D guys, right?
I don't see the Lakers competing for a championship anytime soon.
See, I think
I
they
don't.
could
I don't.
if they just get
Key, they're cash strapped, man.
Well, it doesn't matter. All
Like-
those expiring contracts, go get the dudes that's on expiring contracts with other teams that actually can play.
Last thing I'll say, Max, Russell Westbrook next year is going to be the highest paid player in the NBA.
He'll be a Knick.
Well,
That's on their roster.
He'll be a
played better
Knick by
over the
next
last
year.
month.
Watch.
Okay.
Mike in Virginia. You were on with Keyshawn, J. Will and Max, ESPN Radio.
Hey guys, I was just thinking, hearing Keyshawn talking about, guys get out there on the court, they're not as durable as perhaps they could be, and a lot of it's mentality. The secret is you got to follow what these guys over in Europe do on the soccer field. They got these guys that run out on the field with that magic can of spray, and they spray the leg, where they just got kicked in the shin, or they spray the hip where they just got knocked to the ground. And all of a sudden, they're like brand new again.
Yeah, where's the magic spray? That's what AD needs.
What is
I'm
it?
such an idiot for not thinking of this.
What is it, deer antler spray?
Yeah, you got to just get magic spray.
Well, guys go out to Europe for other things, but
We got to get in touch with Genie Bus
Spinning
right
and all
now.
that sort of
yeah,
stuff.
all that stuff.
Why don't the Lakers have cans of magic spray? Duh.
We didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I don't
82
know.
games is a lot, man. It's a lot of games.
Keyshawn, J. Will and Max, brought to you by Mako. There are scratches, there are dents, and unexpected natural events. If life throws you uh-ohs, just say better get Mako and go to Mako.com to get an online estimate today.
He's phony, she's fake. That's the type of people I hate.
Most shows say buy or sell, but we're not